Hey y'all, I'm Allison, 30 female. Growing up, I had the privilege of being spoiled. My father, a successful businessman, provided me with a more than comfortable life. However, don't mistake my privilege for snobbery. Sure, I enjoyed the finer things in life, but I also knew the value of humility. I wasn't just a spoiled brat. I was so much more than that. Unfortunately, the moment people heard my name, their assumptions would kick in. They would turn away, assuming that I was just another entitled rich kid. It was disheartening to see how quickly people judged me without even getting to know me. As a result, I found myself lacking genuine friendships, often surrounded by jealousy instead of genuine connections. It left me feeling lonely and, at times, desperate for meaningful relationships. That's when Victor entered my life. We met, sparks flew, and before I knew it, we were married after only 3 months of dating. Stupid, I know, but what can I say? It was a whirlwind romance, the kind you see in movies. For the first time, I experienced what it truly meant to be in love, and I held on to it with all my might. Victor was my anchor, my partner in crime, and my rock in this unpredictable world. But, as they say, life is never smooth sailing. Along with my newfound happiness came the complexities of navigating family dynamics. You see, Victor's parents, Asher and Jenny, were not exactly thrilled with our relationship. They had reservations about me, their assumptions fueled by the stereotypes associated with my background. I understood their concerns, their desire to protect their son from potential heartache or manipulation or the negatives that come with living a super lavish lifestyle. But it pained me to see their judgment without truly getting to know who I was as a person. I yearned for their acceptance and tried my best to prove that I was more than just a spoiled girl. Something changed the trajectory of my life forever, and it all started on this particular day, months after Victor and I tied the knot. Jenny, Victor's mother, called me out of the blue. It was a sunny afternoon and I was caught off guard by her unusually chipper tone. You know, the kind of tone that makes your heart skip a beat because you know something unexpected is coming your way. Jenny began by exchanging pleasantries and then she dropped the bombshell. She wanted to go on a trip, a luxurious getaway, and her and Asher had been saving their hard-earned money to make it happen. I could sense the anticipation in their voice, the excitement of something extraordinary on the horizon. In an attempt to please Jenny and finally get in her good graces, I blurted out without much thought, "Oh, don't worry about money. I'll take care of everything." Seriously? You do that? Of course, you're my family and I want you to fully enjoy your trip without worrying about expenses. I couldn't possibly let you do that, sweetie. It's too much. Nonsense. It's all on me. I love you and I want all of us to have a good time. Now, tell me about the details of the trip. Jenny's joy was palpable. She was really happy knowing that I was willing to shoulder the financial burden. I thought that this gesture would let her know that I cared and that I wanted to help in any way I could, and she seemed to be really appreciative. Since you're footing the bill, we needn't worry about anything else. Asher and I will plan the itinerary, so don't worry about the nitty-gritty, all right? All right, Jenny, I'm so excited. We cut the call and proceeded to go on about our days respectively. The week leading up to the trip was filled with excitement and anticipation. Victor and I gushed about everything we'd get to do. It was almost like we were kids excited to go to Disneyland. Amidst all the excitement, I even splurged on first-class tickets, wanting us to arrive in style and experience the journey with utmost comfort. Finally, the day arrived and we found ourselves in the breathtaking beauty of Morocco. The vibrant colors, the bustling markets, and the rich culture immediately captivated us. For Victor, Asher, and Jenny, it was their first international trip and their amazement was contagious. Even though I had been to Morocco before, I couldn't help but fall in love with the place all over again. Being the one with previous experience in Morocco, I took on the role of a tour guide eager to show them the best spots and immerse them in the local culture. We have to explore the Djemma El Fna Square in Marrakesh. It's so beautiful. And don't even get me started on the cuisine. At first, everything seemed great. Victor, Asher, and Jenny seemed appreciative of my efforts, and we were having a wonderful time. However, things took a turn when we arrived at the luxurious 5-star hotel that Jenny had planned and booked. We arrived at the beautiful Stardust Hotel. As I started unpacking in the hotel room, Asher suddenly said I should stop. Confused, I asked him what was up. Ali, you won't be staying with us in this fancy hotel. We've got a different place for you. I was taken aback, trying to wrap my head around what he was saying. I thought he was joking, so I laughed it off and continued, but Victor, my husband, approached me and tightened his grip on my arm, silently telling me to hold on a minute. I looked to Jenny for an explanation. Jenny, with a smirk on her face, chimed in. Oh, Ali, this 5-star hotel is just for us. We found a motel online where you'll be staying. My jaw practically hit the floor. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I turned to Victor, searching for answers in his eyes, but he stayed silent. My frustration grew, and I desperately tried to understand their twisted reasoning. What are you saying? Why are you doing this? Jenny and Asher wasted no time in explaining themselves. They claimed that they never really liked me, thinking I was too full of myself. This was their way of teaching me a lesson in humility. You've been spoiled for too long. You need to be humbled. I mean, seriously? Who offers to cover all the expenses on a luxury trip? And let us go first class. You just never stop, do you? You're always showing off your money. I did no such thing. I was just trying to be kind. Oh, please, Ali. We all know that you're obsessed with your money. You too? What is wrong with all of you? You think you're better than all of us, don't you? With your fancy dad and his fancy money, what would happen if he lost everything, You'd be nothing. I couldn't hold back my anger any longer. Are you kidding me? I've always appreciated what I have, and I've never acted like I'm better than anyone. I just wanted to take my family on a trip. What's wrong with that? Asher and Jenny both wore smug expressions, as if they were proud of themselves. It was crystal clear that their dislike for me ran deep. They were willing to go to extreme lengths to put me down without considering how hurtful their actions were. I turned to Victor, and for a moment he looked remorseful. I shrugged away from him and said, all of you are idiots. I guess I'm an idiot too for trusting any of you. I was so fed up and angry that I grabbed all my stuff and stormed out of that hotel room like a thunderstorm. Let me tell you, I was fuming. How could they treat me like this? As I made my way down to the lobby, my phone buzzed and I saw a notification from Jenny. Can you believe she had the audacity to send me the details of that crummy hotel they booked for me? Ugh, I couldn't even deal with it. I just blocked all 3 of them right then and there. I didn't need that negativity in my life. So there I was, stuck in the hotel lobby, feeling completely defeated. I walked up to the front desk, hoping that they had some other room available. But guess what? They were fully booked. Talk about adding insult to injury. I was so upset and didn't know what to do. I found myself sitting in the lobby, tears streaming down my face. It was in that moment of despair that I decided to call my dad. I poured my heart out to my dad. I told him everything that had happened, from the messed up booking to being left stranded in the lobby. He listened to me without interrupting, his voice filled with understanding. Oh, sweetheart, I'm so sorry you had to go through all of that. I've always told you to be careful before rushing into a marriage. With our type of money, there are vampires always out to get us. I know, Dad. It's just I thought things were different with Victor. I thought he truly loved me. I just feel so stupid. Sometimes people disappoint us, Allie. It's a tough lesson to learn, but it doesn't define you. Yeah, I guess you're right. It just hurts so much, you know? I understand, sweetheart. But remember, you're a soldier. This setback won't keep you down for long. You're strong and you'll rise above it. I know it. Thanks, Dad. I really needed to hear that. Then my dad said, by the way, which hotel are you in? It's called the Stardust Hotel, but I already checked. They're fully booked. You know, you could easily clear out the place if you wanted to. I know, but why would I displace all these people? They deserve to enjoy their stay here, even if this place is harboring some idiots who kicked me out. The nerve. I literally paid for the hotel room and they had the audacity to kick me out. Hold on. Did you say Stardust? Yeah, I did. Why? Wait one moment, Cupcake. I need to check something. He put me on hold for a couple of minutes, and when he returned, his voice was filled with excitement. Tell those fools to get out of my hotel. What? Your hotel? What do you mean? Turns out I own the place. Wait, what? How is that even possible? It's actually quite a funny story. So I was gambling. I know you said I should stop, but it was one time, I promise. Sure. Anyways, the lads and I were gambling and my friend was sloppy drunk, completely wasted. He ended up betting on his hotel. We strongly advised him not to do it, but he just wouldn't listen. Ali, that friend of mine, is Moroccan, and the hotel in question is Stardust. I was speechless, not knowing how to react. It felt like a twist of fate, a lucky coincidence, like a deus ex machina. I'm presuming you won? Always. I never lose, you know that. I could practically hear him smirking through the phone. I don't know what to say. That's completely insane. I forgot to check up with him about transferring ownership. This game happened about a month ago, but I called him up when I put you on hold. You're insane. No wonder people think we're snobby. Well, that's just how the game works. Now go and kick those buffoons out of my hotel. Thanks, Dad. Don't mention it, sweetheart. You can stay in the luxury you deserve. Enjoy your time in Morocco and take a picture of their faces when you tell them the truth. I couldn't thank my dad enough for his support and this unexpected turn of events. It felt like a ray of hope amidst the darkness. As I hung up the phone, a sense of resilience and determination filled me. I was ready to make the most of my time in Morocco, knowing that I had my dad's love and support and the opportunity to turn this challenging situation into a remarkable experience. I stormed back to the hotel room where Jenny, Victor, and Asher were staying. My anger fueled my determination as I knocked on the door, demanding their attention. Victor opened the door, surprised to see me, but I didn't give him a chance to speak. I'm coming in whether you like it or not. I barged into the room and Jenny immediately started screaming. What do you think you're doing here? Didn't we already kick you out? Look, boy, she thinks that she can just waltz in here like she owns the place. Actually, I kind of do. Get a load of this. Are you so spoiled that you think any luxurious thing belongs to you? What did I tell you guys? I was right all along. If you don't get out of here, I'll just have to call security. Imagine that. The daughter of a billionaire is escorted out of the premises by security. How embarrassing. Actually, Jenny, you won't be needing to call security. Jenny, they're already here. At that moment, the security guards who had accompanied me made their way inside. They began tossing out everyone's belongings, scattering them in the hallway. Asher, confused and alarmed, said, "What the heck is going on here?" It was the perfect moment to reveal the trump card I had. Well, it turns out my dad happens to own this hotel, so you can all say goodbye to your luxurious stay because I don't appreciate the plan you had to get me. What? That's impossible. When you live the type of lifestyle I do, these sorts of things aren't too outlandish. You're gonna pay for this, kid. I already did pay for this. Don't think I get any special passes. I'm a paying customer and I paid for this room. Ali, please. Oh, now you want to crawl back. I'm afraid it's too little too late. Allison, please. We don't know anything about Morocco. Where are we going to go? Unfortunately, that's none of my business. Oh, hey, maybe you could stay in that motel that you got for me. I don't think that single bed will fit all three of you, though. Maybe two of you could sleep on the floor. You're a monster. Asher, it's all of you who are the monsters. You treated me like crap, and you thought I'd let you get away with it? You're even dumber than you look. Ali, I'm so sorry. Me too, Victor. I'm so sorry that I trusted you guys. Anyways, enjoy your stay in Morocco, or don't. I don't care. And Victor, I'll need those divorce papers signed ASAP once I send them to you. I can't stand the thought of still being related to any of you in any way after what you did to me today. Jenny sobbed uncontrollably, and Asher tried to resist shouting at the guards, but he was no match for the bulky security team who swiftly restrained him and escorted them out of the room. As they were being led away, Asher couldn't resist making a snide remark about me being a spoiled brat. My anger boiled over, and without thinking, I spat in his face. You know what, Asher? You can all go to hell. Jenny, Victor, and Asher were embarrassingly thrown out of the hotel, their faces filled with humiliation as they were escorted by security. A couple of hours had gone by, and they were stranded on the side of the road as they desperately Googled hotels that could accommodate them. They tried to reach out to me, probably realizing the gravity of their actions, but since I had blocked their contacts, they resorted to sending me desperate emails, revealing their failed attempts at finding available hotels. I read their emails, but I had no interest in engaging with their apologies or pleas for forgiveness. I called my dad to update him on the situation. Dad, you won't believe what I'm seeing right now. I can spot Jenny, Victor, and Asher from my window. They look so lost and helpless. I think they've been looking for a hotel for some time now. I'm surprised that it's taken them this long. Well, my dear, about that. Oh, God. Dad, what did you do? I've taken matters into my own hands. I made a few calls and called in some favors. Their names are blacklisted, making it nearly impossible for them to even secure a reservation at a decent hotel. Dad, that seems a bit extreme, don't you think? They've already faced the consequences of their actions. Extreme? Maybe. But no one messes with my baby. They thought they could toy with you and make you suffer. They needed to learn a lesson, and I made sure they did. They won't forget this anytime soon. I appreciate your protectiveness, Dad, but I hope you didn't go too far. I don't want them to suffer endlessly. Don't worry, sweetheart. They'll get the message loud and clear. Sometimes people need a taste of their own medicine to understand the impact of their actions. Trust me, it's for the best. Well, I can't deny that it feels good to see them in such a predicament, but let's hope they learn from this and change their ways. I don't want this to define them forever. Let's hope they reflect on their behavior and make some positive changes. In the meantime, enjoy your well-deserved peace and solitude. Thanks, Dad. You're the best. Always, my love. Remember, you're strong, resilient, and deserving of happiness. Don't let anyone bring you down. As fate would have it, Jenny, Victor, and Asher found themselves back at the same dingy motel they had originally booked for me. Can you imagine the irony? All their scheming, and they ended up experiencing firsthand the discomfort they had intended for me. It must have been a bitter pill for them to swallow, and I couldn't help but feel a sense of satisfaction. I was alone in that big hotel suite that we were supposed to share. It was kind of weird, to be honest. On one hand, I felt this incredible sense of freedom, like I could do whatever I wanted. But on the other hand, it was also a bit lonely. Sitting there in this fancy room, I couldn't help but think about how everything had unfolded and how I ended up here all by myself. As the days passed in that fancy hotel suite, I couldn't help but still feel a bit lonely. But you know what? It was way better to be lonely than to be surrounded by fake people and their toxic energy. I had this moment of clarity where I realized that I deserved better. So a few days later, I mustered up the courage and emailed Victor the divorce papers. And guess what? He tried to reconcile, begged for another chance and all that, but I wasn't falling for it anymore. I knew I deserved more than his empty promises and lies. I was determined to enjoy my time in Morocco without him. When I finally returned home after spending my hard-earned money in Morocco, I got rid of all Victor's stuff. I didn't care if he and his family decided to run back home from the mess they created. You know why? Because I realized there's so much more to life than seeking validation from people who don't even deserve a place in my world. I embraced my freedom and chose to focus on building a life that's authentic to myself. I surrounded myself with positive influences and pursued my passions. I learned to let go of toxic relationships and value myself. Each day, I felt stronger and more empowered. The scars from the past started to heal, and I discovered a newfound love for myself. I learned that true happiness comes from within, not from seeking validation from others. Morocco taught me valuable lessons, and I held onto them as I moved forward in life. With determination and a smile on my face, I took the next steps towards my happiness. I left behind the toxicity and embraced a future filled with self-love and authenticity.